I'm making beef lasagna. The first thing I like to do with beef lasagna is I like to make the beef mixture. It gets really deep flavors. And then I make the white sauce. I make my lasagna sheets fresh, assemble everything and then put it in the oven and let it slow cook. And it's just really, really good. Oh, it's such a wholesome lasagna. If you give it time and a lot of love, then lasagna is very delicious. To make this dish, first you make the beef sauce. While that's simmering away, make the white sauce and the pasta sheets. Assemble all the layers together and bake for about 40 minutes. While that's baking, you can make the salad. Let's start with the beef sauce. This is beef mince, 15% fat, fresh basil, 3 tins of tomato, 3 medium onions rough chopped, 2 pods of garlic roughly chopped, crushed chili flakes, mixed Italian herbs, pepper and salt, Worcestershire sauce, balsamic vinegar, and a lovely port, and extra virgin olive oil. A good slug of olive oil. Add my onions. It's a medium heat. Move the onions around because you don't want it to burn. We're not looking for caramelization. We just want the onions to become translucent. I'm going to add garlic now. Fry that for about a couple of minutes. The raw smell has gone. Add herbs. Turn the heat down a bit. Move it around quickly. You don't want the water to come out of the beef just yet. Turn up the heat. I like to salt my beef as I'm going. You can see the fat coming out, which is what we want. Once the beef mince has turned gray, I'm going to add in my tomatoes. If you're using fresh tomatoes, you'll need about 2 kilos, and then you have to boil them and remove the skin. You want to use tomatoes that aren't very sour. That's why I like the Italian one. From this point, we're going to add our flavoring ingredients, and then it's just going to simmer. Chili flakes, Worcester sauce, fresh balsamic vinegar, pepper. When this simmers, the whole thing will just combine together. I'll show you. Add wine. Oh, that is so good. After 20 minutes, see the color has darkened. Keep simmering this. I added a bit of chopped basil to this. That's another 20 minutes of beef simmering. Look at that color. It's darker and thicker. You need a little bit of liquid because that's what's going to cook the pasta sheets, but you don't want it to be watery. So we'll reduce this a bit more. Beef is getting tender now. So that's been simmering now an hour and a half. We're going to take it off the flame and just let it sit. Add some fresh basil into that. While the beef's simmering away, let's make the white sauce. There's 2 parts to making the white sauce. The first part is where you boil the milk with the flavor ingredients. Cook flour in the butter, add the warm milk into this mixture, and you just keep stirring until it forms a thick white sauce. A medium heat, add the milk, onion, bay leaf and garlic, this nutmeg, bit of pepper and salt, and give that a stir. Yeah, that's about right. I made my spoon go all the way to the bottom just to make sure that it's not burning at the bottom. You can feel it if it burns. This is full fat milk, so you want to prevent the fat from separating, so that's why I stir it a bit. Okay, yep. It just needs to simmer for about 5 minutes. It hasn't curdled, which is something you need to watch out for. And strain it. Some of this I will keep and I will blend it. The onion will thicken the white sauce a little bit, so then I don't have to add too much of flour, which gives it that thickener flavor, which I don't like. So it's got a bit more body, it's not watery. It's got a nice creamy color. Melt about 50 grams of butter. I'm doing this on a medium heat. We're going to add the flour, cook the flour, and you're going to wait for a nutty smell to come. Yep. When you add the milk, you got to keep whisking. That will prevent the lumps from coming. With each step, you want it to combine. I've used whole wheat flour, that's why mine's a bit beige in color. Whisk it every now and again to prevent the skin from forming. We're going to let this cook for a bit and reduce and that will thicken it. I love that smell so much. Nutmeg, milk, bay leaf. That's now reduced to about half. This will thicken a little bit more once it cools down. It's smooth and it's lump free. It's already thickening once it cools. Here's how you make fresh lasagna sheets. I'm using a combination of whole wheat flour or chapati flour and plain flour, 3 eggs and about 125 ml of water. Combine the 2 flours, then make a well in the middle and add your eggs one by one. When you make pasta sheets, you don't salt the dough, you salt the water. Or in our case, the beef mince mixture will flavor the pasta sheets. You don't want to over knead the dough. We're not looking to release gluten and make it elastic. Combine it very gently. See, it's still quite damp in the middle. A smooth dough. You can cover and rest for 10 minutes and then we're going to roll it out. If you add too much water, it becomes really sticky. Work it so much that it becomes elastic. The dough is in here, it's going to rest for about 10 minutes and then we can roll it out. This is an example of the effect we're looking for. Quite a thin sheet and quite light, and it's about the size of my baking dish. And I put it in, it'll go in and there'll be a little bit on the edge. It gives those nice crispy bits. Here's my dough, it's been resting for 10 minutes. I'm going to cut this into 6 parts of 100 grams each and roll them out. The important thing is that the thickness should be, it's about 1 millimeter. If you have a pasta roller, it's even better, but this one I rolled by hand. And light goes through. If you roll it out too thin, and there's not enough body to the lasagna, and then the ratio of pasta to the meat is less. So there we have it. Now that all the components are ready, we're going to assemble it together. I'm going to put 3 layers. Beef first, then white sauce, then cheese, then the pasta sheet, and then repeat that 3 times. And then when you finish on top, you garnish with extra cheese and some of the herbs. Okay, so divide this mixture by 3, and you add the white sauce, grate cheese, and now we're going to add the pasta sheet on top of it. I'm going to repeat this for the other 3 layers. Make sure you mix the fat before putting the beef in because it will float to the top as it sits. I've chosen to make my lasagna sheets, but you can use store-bought ones, that's not a problem. I just like the taste of my own lasagna sheets. So that's the second layer done. Now I'm going to do my last layer. While we're doing this layer, we're going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees and we're going to bake this for about 40 minutes. When it's in the oven, all of the flavors will combine. The beef fluid will cook the pasta. I kept some of the pasta bits up because I like those to crisp up a bit. Bit of chopped basil and it goes into the oven. Look at all the layers there. Oh, it's such a wholesome lasagna. This is going to go into the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. You let it cool for a bit. I made a quick salad while we were waiting for the lasagna. Rocket and baby leaf, baby plum tomatoes and mozzarella. And with a little dressing of balsamic vinegar and fresh parsley, olive oil, a bit of salt and pepper. Now let's take the lasagna out of the oven. Ooh, look at that. That is a beautiful lasagna. Ooh, it's nice and crispy on top. Let's look at that, bubbling away. We're going to let it rest for a bit and cool down, and then we can slice it. That's cooled now. I'm going to slice it. It's a bit of a crunchy piece there. You can cut these smaller if you want, but I think this is a good portion size, 6 pieces. I'll put a bit of salad. Yes, and that, my friend, is a beautiful dinner. Beef lasagna.
That's a little bit yummy.
Do let me know if you made this recipe at home and how it turned out for you. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.